Hey everybody, Max Scoville here for IGN. With me is Brian Altano.
Hi, huge Star Wars fans.
We are big old Star Wars babies, and because it's Comic-Con, we got a great look at the behind-the-scenes footage they really revealed at their big old panel.
That's right. It was packed with really awesome moments, a lot of little secret Easter eggs and kind of hidden stuff. So yeah, let's dig through it and see what we can find.
We found a lot of stuff here. We're just going to kind of go through it, just looking at stills real close. We started with a very exciting shot here of a bunch of sand.
Yeah,
this is
some old dirt.
This is probably Planet Jakku, which was revealed at Star Wars Celebration. I think we've seen enough. Let's move on. Next, we've got, coming up, the Millennium Falcon. You might be familiar with this ship. It's clearly very old.
So we actually saw the interior shot of this at the very end of the Star Wars Celebration trailer for The Force Awakens with Han and Chewie standing there, you know, the Chewie we're home thing. Yeah. But now we're actually getting a good clear shot without those bozos standing in the way of it.
Yeah.
It's
get out of here, guys.
It's very filthy.
It's
Han
gross.
has not been cleaning in
like
here.
an old woman's been living here smoking a bunch.
Yeah,
probably.
he
Bunch of cats.
really needs a maid's touch.
Yeah, you get probably Minox in there pooping in the walls and stuff. Anyway, moving on. Now we've got a new character.
Yeah, so
who could this be?
So now Lupita Nyong'o plays a character named Maz Kanata, who is basically sort of a pirate. And Maz Kanata has a castle in this film that's kind of what I'm picking up on. It's a lot of vibes of sort of Jabba's lair, Jabba's palace, right?
Seems very true with that same kind of wretched hive of scum and villainy aspect. We got a good look at this. Isn't Maz Kanata? This is some mysterious character. We got a good look at a bunch of this kind of rogues gallery in the behind-the-scenes photos that were in the Vanity Fair with the great Annie Leibovitz photos.
That's right.
This is an awesome, huge costume. I really love that this guy is probably going to be in the background for a minute. Maybe he'll have a line or two, but like, I think this is just one of those random aliens.
Yeah, that's a toy to buy.
Cool. Yeah, I'm into it. Here we have a brand new TIE fighter that somebody already went and messed up. It's got that lovely racing stripe on there. But one thing they've been really harping on is the use of excessive amounts of practical effects. I don't know about excessive being the right word, but clearly they've got a bunch of them. As we see, there's some more here. This is fascinating because in the video, this is like moving.
Yeah.
It's not like just a mask.
Yeah.
It's fully animatronic. And then we see on the side here, there's somebody who's got kind of some basically facial performance capture. It's common to see, performance capture being used and mapped to a CG character, but to see it kind of taken, you take a physical thing, put it in the computer, and then put it back out to something physical again is awesome.
It's very cool. We're also there's sort of a creature laboratory back here. There's sketches. There's Admiral. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's a water bottle. We don't know if that's a character.
They'll probably spray it to make him look slimy and weird.
That's Spritz Hopkins.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. And here we have a brand new hallway. This could very well be the new Star Destroyer we saw in the trailer, or it could be the base, which is the Star Killer base, as was announced at their panel. We got that new Stormtrooper, who's kind of a chubby boy. I kind of like that. They're kind of cute.
And there's Oscar Isaac's character, I believe,
Poe Dameron
getting pulled through there, escorted by the new chubby, adorable Stormtroopers.
Kind of reminiscent of the Death Star trench. There is Lupita Nyong'o with a bunch of stuff on her face. I bet that sucks to have that put on there. It's kind of unclear if she's going to be. Have they said if she's going to be CG or if she's going to be?
So we've seen this sort of character sketch of this really long neck alien with a kind of funny looking head on top. So we don't know if that's who she's going to be playing or if that's going to be a puppet or CG. But I think it sort of lends credence to what you were saying earlier of they are sort of face capping.
Yeah.
And then using that and putting it into a practical
It's a weird
effect.
hybrid of kind of basically a prequel and original trilogy techniques. So I'm excited to see how that looks in action. Who's this?
So these are guys working on the film.
These are some men with a camera.
Like I said, film. So this is proof. They're like, we are working on film. We talked to one of our guys. Apparently, it's a Panavision camera.
Okay.
So take
there's a little close-up shot of actual film in there, which is a change of pace from the prequels, which were all digital.
Yeah. Now over here we've got, if you look really closely, in the middle of the shot, we've got, I believe, a crashed TIE fighter, or at least parts of it. Now this is part of Daisy Ridley's character works or lives sort of in this like wreckage area, right? She's a scavenger.
Right.
And we got this guy in this kind of green screen suit, the kind of Green Man suit from Always Sunny, and so she actually will go through and scavenge and find stuff, and that's actually where we believe that she finds Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in the film.
Do we know if it's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber?
We don't know.
I think they said that maybe that's not, but we have a whole movie to find out. Next up, what do we have? We've got Kathleen Kennedy, who's basically kind of in charge of the brand. Hi, Kathy. Thanks. She's attached to everything, basically, and she's doing that. We saw this in really early set photos. I think this is, if I had to guess, I think this is either the entrance to kind of the sort of the Mos Eisley equivalent for Jakku, or the junkyard type place that Daisy Ridley's character is bringing her crap to. I mean, we've seen kind of these sort of bazaar setups. This looks like just a big old gateway to get inside there. All right. Scrubbing forward a little bit. Here is JJ, and he's like, "We're doing Star Wars Episode 7," and everyone cheers.
Because it's a good job to
Yeah,
have.
that's a pretty
awesome.
fun thing. Then they're using an actual explosion to scare the actors so that they act better.
That's right. We've got Daisy Ridley and John Boyega running from the explosion. It's cool to see it from this angle, right? Because we saw that moment in the trailer where they actually BB-8 was running in between them. So.
And it's very cool because they're showing us behind the scenes stuff for the very little stuff we've actually seen, which I appreciate because it's really not spoiling anything. I don't know what we're getting.
Yeah.
Here's the new X-wing.
Yeah,
and a guy is running with a
blaster.
blaster.
I believe that's Poe Dameron. Now the new X-wings are a little like slimmer and sleeker looking.
They look kind of like the Z95 Headhunters if you're familiar with the expanded universe stuff. And they've got blue stripes on them instead of kind of reddish orange. So, what do you know? Moving on, here's a great shot where we've got Kylo Ren getting off of, if I had to guess, I would say probably that Tidarium shuttle-looking vehicle we've seen in the trailer. Yeah, and there's lots of steam going off. We're really kind of getting a sense that this is still very practical. I mean, there's some green screen stuff going on in the background, but it's like
as you can see, there's sand down here too. There was sand in the X-wing shot, and there was sand in that explosion a minute ago. So obviously, there's some sort of major conflict that happens with all of these characters, possibly very early on in the film. Yeah,
and most of the shots we've seen of him, I think in the stills, they've been on the frosty planet.
Yeah,
we don't know what any of the planets are really.
I know.
Jakku.
I'm
that's
so excited to find out more.
What else we got? Here is a plasma trooper?
Flame trooper.
Flame trooper.
Yeah. So these guys they're really cool. Their faces look very different than any other stormtroopers. Their bodies are kind of similar, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. These guys work on this kind of like ice planet, but they go out and burn stuff.
Right. Well, I love that they also kind of a spiritual successor to the Snow Troopers, which had like a very drastically different design from the original Stormtroopers. That of course we got Scout Troopers, but it's kind of fitting with that same like. Let's give it a new elemental kind of style to it.
And this guy, he just really hates sand. He's got to burn it.
I love that they're just some chubby boys. Very nice little boys. All right. What else we got? Here we got
this is back in the sort of creature workshop, right? And we've got Peter Mayhew's costume. This is Chewbacca, which they are painstakingly building from scratch. Someone is actually individually gluing hairs onto this thing's head. And there's a lot of character sketches in the background that we've seen some of those pre-renders and drawings for what characters will look like in Star Wars. And they're building them.
There is the man himself, looking a little bit like Alice Cooper with the eye makeup on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually didn't know they did that. So he's here in the Millennium Falcon, back in the costume, back in the cockpit seat.
Chewie's kind of graying a little bit, which is suitable.
That's really cool. I didn't really notice that.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. Here we have the growing popularity of vape pens in the Star Wars galaxy.
This is Hookah the Hutt.
If you've seen behind the scenes stuff from Episode 1, it's kind of interesting to see how like the Neimoidian masks work. This is a little bit reminiscent of that, but clearly this is somebody whose head is under there. I think that's like probably
There's another face behind this woman's head up here. Like, there's just bodies and heads and parts
these are going to be toys we have on our desk in a year, basically.
Yeah, this is sort of the alien laboratory, so it's really cool.
And they're painting new helmets.
Yeah,
which is
these
pretty
new
cool.
Rebel helmets.
I love that it's just, yet again, doubling down on practical effects, which is what we like to hear.
Yep.
Very cool. Simon Pegg plays some sort of alien or guy in a really weird sweater.
So he actually has the same kind of body type as the big guy we saw chilling with that girl in Maz Kanata's castle earlier in this video. My guess is it's him or it's somebody else like him. So he's definitely got a presence. We don't really know who yet, and that's really special that Simon Pegg just wanted. He was obviously he's done voice work for Star Wars before.
We got to see him be Scotty in Star Trek with J.J. Abrams, and I think now he gets to play an alien.
Yeah, so that is double childhood dream duty there.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Here we've got a little person.
It's a gonk droid.
It's a gonk droid, yeah.
That's right.
Which is fun. And then there's some blueprints for the Falcon, which they built totally from the ground up.
Yep.
Because you can do that when you have Star Wars money, Disney money. Here is a shot of Daisy Ridley, and she is in this.
She's actually piloting the Falcon. She's inside that rig. I didn't notice it the first time. You and I had kind of speculated maybe it was an AT-AT, but she's piloting the actual cockpit area of the Falcon.
Okay.
So you'll see it spinning around.
That's really cool. I hope that's a ride.
You'll see another shot of her.
Now here's a new place. This actually looks really similar to. There was a photo in the Vanity Fair shoot of Captain Phasma, and she's standing in front of
Gwendolyn Christie's character.
Yeah, and she's standing in front. She's got that chrome armor. She's standing in front of a bunch of rubble. It looks really familiar, really similar to this. It's unclear if the trees and stuff in the background are part of the backlot where they're shooting this,
or they're actually part of the planet. Yeah. Totally. It's really cool. We're seeing this sort of like blackened, burned architecture here. It looks a lot like the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, which a lot of that actually inspired a lot of stuff in the prequels. So it's cool to see that sort of trashed and destroyed, burnt down. We got this familiar face here, old Mon Calamari.
Yep. Good old
giant
Akbar.
fish man. And as you can see, the detail in like just how.
And there's a Celestian, Mr. Yen Yum.
And they've remade these faces and everything. They look really awesome. They're true to life.
I mean, if you read about the costuming and stuff, there's good old Carrie Fisher. Looking,
This is our
looking
first
great.
look at Princess Leia in
She looks
these
good.
films. You know, I think we might have seen her hand in the trailer grabbing the
maybe.
lightsaber.
Who knows?
We're not sure. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on in the background.
Yeah,
here.
that looks like a big droid.
It looks like a
big,
Mega Man robot.
Yeah, that's kind of
One
weird.
can dream.
Gutsman is
Yeah.
now a character. All right, so and the minions.
The minions
The
are
minions are here. Minions are everywhere. Everyone
So that's
loves
Warwick
minions.
Davis, right?
Yeah.
He was in. He was Wicket.
Yeah, he's Wicket.
Also
he's been
R2D2.
I think he's probably just gives insight on like being a little person working in costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
I imagine he's done a ton of that stuff. You know,
So
he's
this is a new creature
Willow.
that's down to his scale. This is really funny to me, and this is what I like about this character a lot. The guy on the right is that there's a kind of a humor and a goofiness to some of the character designs in Star Wars in the original, and he's here. You know, it's not all gritty, it's not all scary, it's not all terrifying Halloween monsters.
Yeah, and the thing is like Star Wars is really for everybody, and I think that the problem with the prequels is they kind of aimed a little bit too young. Like they were kind of like they tugged on nostalgia a little bit, but not really enough. And the thing is Star Wars is used future. It's dirty, it's gritty, it's grimy, and a lot of the aliens in the prequels are like kind of just too cartoony. And this is a really weird mix of the two. Like this looks like a old tennis ball that a dog's been chewing on, but it's dressed up as like Star-Lord or something.
That's right.
Like it's pretty great. I really like this design. It's a little bit out there for a Star Wars alien, but that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have one little final shot here, going ahead now. This is one that probably tugged on your heartstrings quite a bit.
Yeah. So we've got on the right John Boyega over here in the fourth seat, I guess. We have Daisy Ridley's character, and then we have Han Solo.
Yes.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
So you and I have had some speculation that they might be father and daughter.
Yeah.
We don't really know. But it's really cool to see these characters in there again. Obviously, we saw Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon earlier. So these four characters will have some sort of interaction. We don't know if maybe Han Solo and Chewie come to the rescue of that big event that happens on Jakku. If they pick them up, get them out of there, and he's like, I can't get you out of trouble.
Darn kids are always stealing parts for my car. Get off my plane.
So yeah, this is awesome. There's so many details here. It was so cool to see this Comic-Con video go up, just showing the love and the care that is going into this film. You and I are usually not super crazy about behind-the-scenes stuff, but this is really
and it's
special.
so good because it shows us things that are actually real. They are there, and it showed us so much more of what they're doing without giving away anything. I still don't know what this movie's about.
Right.
We don't really know. But it's a new Star Wars, and we get to find out real soon in December.
That's right.
That's crazy. And we are going to be unpacking tons more of this stuff because we're big Star Wars nerds, and it's fun. So stay tuned to IGN. I'm Max Scoville.
I'm Brian Altano, and we love Star Wars.
May the Force be with you.